There's going to be scales and ideas related to John Entwistle's playing on the Real Me by The Who. Now, most of his stuff is coming from the minor pentatonic, the blues minor pentatonic scale. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn some ideas, some fingerings and all that on the bass. So now what I have written out was C minor pentatonic scale. If I threw that note in there, that's called the flat 5. That's a blues scale. Now, what's neat about this is that style of bass that he has come to be known for. This song is a really good example of, and what he's doing is he's playing lead guitar tricks, little stuff that lead guitar players do all the time. He's doing all over the bass. Okay, so now improvisational things. So one of the things we could be working on is everything in this box pattern. Okay, so that this would be getting your chops up on the minor pentatonic and then the blues scale. So like this thing here, put there. Now, the fingering I have says after this, we go to there, we put so that is the minor pentatonic. So now we're gonna, a little bit later, we'll talk about how I'm gonna double this up an octave, but before that, let's talk about, there's a lot of chromatic work that he does. Almost sounds like Jimi Hendrix there. That little pattern there is a good pattern for just chromatic movement in the context of this song. Now we'll talk about two little things that he does with this hand. One I learned from Chuck Rainey. What Chuck Rainey does is he figured out a way to tremolo with one finger. So you're basically tremoloing. That is something that John Entwistle does periodically as well. Alright. So now that's the other thing. Now some other things we could do. This is kind of a flamenco kind of thing. Flamenco, a very basic flamenco with the ascaro, or something like that. He would absolutely do something like that. Now, okay, so now those are two examples of the things we can do. Now, okay, that's John Entwistle. All right, so now. Same kind of deal as we're talking about down there. You can do the same kind of lines. All right, and then you can do the same thing up here, which is this up an octave. So the intro riff. Something like that. Now, what you want to do with this song is you want to use it as a vehicle to teach you how to develop techniques required, and you want to also use it as a vehicle to work on your improvisation. How you do not approach this song is by learning 5 minutes of exact bass line. That is ridiculous. Okay, so that's what the spirit of what he is doing is improvisational. That is not. It is not classically based, or we're going to learn exactly every lick, because it will not sound like John Entwistle if you do that, because he doesn't play. He's never played it the same way twice. Maybe the first, and then the rest of it's just going nuts for the next 5 minutes. All right, so that's John Entwistle's kind of scalar approaches and techniques related to the real me on bass.